Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of A Marine and Schoolie. I think this is the first time that I've been inside versus inside the bus. But I wanted to. I had a pretty long day yesterday, and I was gonna post a video, but I just wasn't satisfied with the footage, so I didn't post it. And if you remember from my earlier videos, I always talked about the foreman, and foreman's my grandson. So yesterday the foreman was here, so I took time out of the bus. So I'm just gonna kind of slow down a bit and show you guys what I got. So took me a little bit yesterday. I actually spent the entire day doing nothing but rewriting my plans and getting the layouts done. So I'm gonna start with this one. Hopefully you all can see it without coming on this side. So this back here is the back end of the bus. Now this does not depict my power closet, which is back here. So you'll see I've now put in an access from inside to go into the power closet versus having to climb outside the bus every time I need to go to the power closet. And that was my son-in-law's idea. He said, "Hey man, might be raining one day, and you may not want to walk outside." So I was like, "Cool." But I have a closet which was there. I'm doing an X large full size bed. I was gonna do a queen size, but I'm gonna do an X large full size. Now I've got my closet here. Not really sure of the measurements, which is why I didn't put measurements there. I know what this corner is, but I'm not sure of my left or right. So I'm gonna measure that when I go out today. So keep it moved from here. This is the new pantry that I told you guys about, and it's gonna be that the slide out spice rack. Then this is where my stove is, and this is not to scale, so that's why I decided not to do all the drawings that I did before, just because I felt like I was just wasting time. But my stove will be here, and then I've got a prep area, and then I've got the sink here. Then I've got my first couch with the extension, and so basically what you're looking at right here is this table mount is actually going to be underneath the floor. So basically I'll lift the little trap door whenever I'm ready to eat. I can either slide one couch half the way out, or I mean I have to slide them out at all. But either way, my table will be mounted either back here or either on this side, and then I'll just pick it up and then I'll set the table and the leg into the mount, and then that way I'll have that. So these two right here, this is what I envision for my two couches up front, is that the pullouts will meet in the middle and create that extra long bed, or the queen size bed, for if I have any company that stays on the bus. So we'll keep on moving. Now on this side, I decided, because I moved the pantry over, I would have enough room, and I'm gonna make sure today, but I'll have enough room to create a chase on this couch. So I'll have this couch with the extension out, and then this one will be just a chase. Then next to that, I got my refrigerator. Make sure it's still showing you good. I got the refrigerator here, and then the bathroom. And what I did is, at first this would come all the way up like this and come this way, but I was like, it's just wasted space sitting there in between my toilet. So I just brought it all the way back down to the wheel well, and I just extended it out back where the shower is, so I still get that 35 by 36 shower. And that is the layout. So that's my new layout. Hopefully I am done making revisions, but like I said, it was just as I was continuing to work, continuing to put things together, I noticed that I was wasting space. So I'm going to try to make the most of the space by utilizing, so like the chase, that whole the whole thing under the chase will be completely just be storage. And I think I'm going to do the chase with the hydraulic shocks like I'm going to do for my bed. And then that way, that will, all of that space will be storage. All right, so from there, this is under my bus. So basically, this is like looking at it from under the ground. So I've got my two storages, and then I've got my gray water and my black water tanks. I don't know if I actually pointed at the right one, but gray water is going to be for shower and for shower and bathroom, and then black water is going to be for my toilet. So I'm going to skip straight on back there. And also I've got my propane tank set up because my stove is actually propane, and I'm debating doing a tankless water heater for versus I've got a 7-gallon Bosch in my basket right now, but I'm thinking I may switch to a tankless water heater. Just depends. So speaking of toilets, I'm going to skip to the toilet. So I went round and round with it, and I found a guy called Soulful Bus Life, and he gave me the great idea, and I basically just modeled this one directly off of his. So basically what this is a composting toilet. So this side bin, as you see, it says peat moss, and then I've got my bathroom supplies. And the reason for that, the peat moss will go into, so basically what the system is, it's a 5-gallon bucket, and it's got a urine separate, what is it called, a urine diverter, because when you're doing a composting toilet, the urine and the feces can't mix, else it will start to create a chemical and it will just be awful. So with the composting toilet, you divert your urine into a bucket or a tank, which that's what I'm doing. I'm going to divert my urine into my black water tank. And I'm going to use the composting bags inside the 5-gallon bucket that will hold my feces. Now I know everybody's like, well, what about the smell? Which is what the peat moss does. It will help to get rid of the smell. And then also I have a fan that, like I said, I modeled this thing directly off of what he's done, and it'll be a fan that sits under my wheel well that will direct any fumes. So basically I'll have 2 switches, one in the bathroom, one outside, one for the lights, one for the fan. So whenever you use the bathroom or before you use the bathroom, you can go in, put in your peat moss, and then turn on the fan. That will, and it's going to be set up in the wheel well, so it'll come out into the wheel well, and it'll be a cover that protects that hose. So it will pull all of that smell, it will pull those smells outside the bus, 1. And then 2, the only difference between the design that he has, I am going to run my urine not to a jug but to my gray water tank. My black water tank. Purely because I don't want to have to, this is a non-nasty system because you never come in contact with the feces because of the bags, and I don't want to have to take the chance of dropping urine in my bus to go and dump that. So what I'm doing, since I've already got a 40-gallon gray water tank, is I'm going to run the urine diverter. It has a hose on the end, or a spigot or spout that would go into a bucket. I'm going to actually redirect that back under the bus and into the black water tank that is going to be pretty much directly up, behind that toilet. So that's the only modification I made. So that's my composting toilet. I, Believe me, I thought I was never going to do a composting toilet because I thought, no, I don't want to do anything like that. I just thought it was nasty, but then I did the research, and then this guy's popped up, and it seems like, I mean, you have people that utilize this system in their homes, so so that's what I'm going for as far as that. All right, then the roof. I did a modification on the roof, and what I did was I was going to do a marine hatch here. So I was going to build a marine hatch that was going to be pretty wide, pretty long, that I could climb out of and also use as a skylight. I've changed that. I've changed my mindset on that. I am going to do a flat piece of glass versus building a box. Same thing up here. Flat piece of glass, bolted to the ceiling versus a hatch. Then I've got my max air fan, which will go in. So this one I'll have to actually cut a fresh hole because I'm utilizing the emergency hatch for this one and the emergency hatch, the existing emergency hatch for this one. I may actually flip it. It just depends on how far the emergency hatch is down. But I'm thinking that this was the reason that I did it, is this was the emergency hatch, and this is closer over my kitchen area, and I want to utilize that as a vent fan as well to suck out any smoke. But I do have a window, the emergency exit that's right there, right behind my stove, so I could always open that too. But anyway, so with that change, I'm going to be welding a ladder on to the back of the bus so I can climb up from the back of the bus to get up to my deck. So this is a 8-foot by 10-foot deck. So if I want to go out and hang out and on the roof and get a little sun, I can do so. So that's that one. And I've already showed you the modification to the couch where I added the chase. Power closet's not that sexy to look at. It's just a box. And then you saw my spice rack, but this is what it looks like from the drawing. This is what it'll look like when it's actually finished. And I'm hoping today to actually be able to go out there and at least get the side wall and back wall in for that. Now for the fun stuff. My 12-volt puck light layout. I would explain it. And basically what it is, I'm running it in parallel, which means that each of the positives go to each other, each of the negatives go to each other. In between each of the series, in between each of the zones, because I created 3 zones. One zone is the bathroom with 2 lights. One zone is the living room, and then, or one zone is the bedroom, and then one zone is the living room. So those lights will all be on the same switch. So it reduced me down to 3 switches. I was gonna have like 5 or 6 or 7 switches, but I think this way I like it. So I'll be able to reduce down to only 3 switches. And I'll go over this stuff as well when I get ready to start doing it. And then the next one is my 110, 120 AC power setup. And I did this, and this is for my outlets. And I did this in what's called a series. So, looking at a lot of the buses, especially Gus the Struggle Bus, which was like my go-to because those were the first people I ever saw. They were saying, try not to do more than 3 to 4 outlets on one series. So I did 3, 3, and then 3. So I tried to keep it to where I had them into 3s. And especially like my refrigerator is gonna be a big pull. My TVs will have a pretty decent sized pull. The microwave, so I've got the microwave and then just wall outlets on one side. Then I've got my refrigerator, and then just regular outlets for plug in phones and stuff like that. And then I've got a TV up front that just has, again, places where I can plug in phones, and my monitor for my backup cameras. But each of them only have like one, if that's on all the time. So it should help me as far as power distribution and not over saturating the system. So that's pretty much it, guys. You are up to date. Like I said, this is what I spent my time doing yesterday. So today I'm gonna go put some things into action. Yep, this is Hanes. I seem to be advertising them an awful lot. But if you live in the Virginia area, go in there and get you some furniture. Ask for Mr. Hall. He'll take care of you. He's at Hall Street. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And like, subscribe. Marina and Schoolie. We'll see you in a little bit. Simplify.